Good morning everyone, today we're checking out a brand new video from Connie X about what if Alma Digimon got Dark Digivolutions. Now if you remember back, he actually did do, they would get regular Digivolutions. Now it's time to see the flip side of that. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I forgot that my mic was a little far out. Either way, let's hop in.
You know, years ago, when I first started making custom art videos with the wonderfully talented artists we work with on this channel, when I thought about Dark Digivolving the 02 cast, my brain immediately jumped to the Digi-Egg of Darkness from the WonderSwan games, thinking, well, of course, if they were to Dark Armor Digivolve, that's what they'd use. But recently, I've been thinking about it a little bit more. And if, in Digimon Adventure 02, the Armor Digimon are treated at somewhere around champion level, sometimes a little bit weaker, sometimes a little bit stronger, would it not also make sense that potentially, if we can do things like evolving them further and DNA Digivolving them like we've done on this channel, they could also Dark Digivolve themselves? What would it look like if Flamedramon underwent a similar process to Greymon in the original adventure? What if Flamedramon and all of its cohorts already Armor Digivolve, then Dark Digivolve to a power level around Ultimate? Well, in today's video, we're gonna find out.
It's Karn Spooktober Spectacular! What a
Yeah, by the time y'all seen this, November's in full swing, but I record videos and have them scheduled to be uploaded a week ahead of time.
Well, you won't be seeing me next time when we go digital.
What is up, spooky companions, and welcome back to the last custom art video of Karn Spooktober Spectacular 2024. And I, of course, want to thank my wonderful Sovereign, ZDK14, and my Davers, Jeffrey Gibbons, Hilarion, and GW for making this video possible. If you want to join them and support custom art videos on this channel, you can become a Daver or any of the other tiers right down to $3 and support this channel over on patreon.com/KarnEX. Thank you very much. Alright, and we begin with Flamedramon. And like I said, I wanted to do something that evoked Skull Greymon, a true meltdown, if you will, for Flamedramon. Dark Digivolving with the incorrect kind of courage from Davis, and that's where Weirdomon,
something probably akin to Skull Metamon, stepped
in to create Molten Dramon, a much more dinosaurish looking Flamedramon evolution in my opinion, but I love the chains that it is coated in. You can still tell this is 100% an evolution of Flamedramon with that headpiece resembling the Digi-Egg, but I'm not as concerned with Dark Digivolution that they keep the armor traits all the way through. While it is nice, I think I'm more concerned with the themes and the corruption of those original themes, and Flamedramon has 100% been corrupted here. With this smoggy fire erupting from its back, I think Weirdomon absolutely delivered. Molten Dramon has a burning magma core. The bravery and courage of Flamedramon has been twisted to an unrecognizable darkness fueled by the darkness in its tamer's heart. Now Molten Dramon is a feral beast that attacks indiscriminately, charging up for a breath weapon that annihilates all around it, known as the Toxic Magma Ray. Moving over to Raydramon, I really do like the idea of Skull Greymon still, and I think it's interesting to explore Skull Greymon in something that uses the Digi-Egg and Crest of Friendship. And so when friendship turns sour, when allies become enemies, Raydramon Dark Digivolves to Hellhoundramon, once again drawn by Weirdomon. And Yell.
That is good. And look at the body. It's got a signature. It's almost like the Digi-Egg became the body. Or the body became the Digi-Egg, however you want to word that.
Look at this beast. Very recognizably Raydramon. But also you can see how this is inspired by Skull Greymon. And indeed my perennial favorite Dark Digivolution for Garurumon, Skull Balukimon too. This honestly would be a great pre-evolution to the Azulongmon Ruin mode that we created earlier this month. Not intentional by any means, but I mean that's a really cool evolution branch. Maybe even throw in something like a Cyclomon, or indeed, just regular Raydramon as the pre-evolution. Hellhoundramon is, as its name implies, a hellhound, created when its lack of friendship withered away its body. It has not one single friend in the world, and as such has turned to malice. It is a predatory Digimon, often seen skulking around barren wastelands of the digital world. Any attempt to befriend it is instantly rebuked. This Digimon not only has lost friendship, but no longer craves it. Its only goal is to be alone, and as such, it will destroy you with its Terror Thunder. Digimon, how do we corrupt an earth mole bug? Well, that is where Soru steps in. Dark Digivolving Digimon to Exhaustmon. Of course, getting its name from exhaust, car exhaust, the things that are flooding chemicals up into the atmosphere. Still heavily inspired by Digimon, Soru is...
I actually love this so good, and I don't have anything to say other than I love it.
It's also inspired by things like Dark Volumon, the dark pre-evolution of Ballistamon from Digimon Cross Wars, and the slightly more dark-leaning Kawagamon species. If Digmon, the knowledge armor, is based on things like Kabuterimon and Tentomon, it would make sense that its dark Digivolution would lean into kind of the evil side of the Kabuterimon family, the Kawagamon family, Grand Kawagamon, Grandis. Indeed, even things like Metal Life Kawagamon, which has a default evolution, the kind of normal evolution for Metal Life Kawagamon being Tyrant Kabuterimon, which is the dark Kabuterimon Evo. I love what Soru's done here. You can tell how it's inspired and originates from Digimon, but really does switch things up. There's still a little bit of that Digi-Egg of knowledge with the yellows and the purples underneath, but completely clad in this dark armor, and I love the wings. Exhaustmon is a sentry, often seen working alongside Digimon like Skull and Dark Nightmon. With no guilt, it harvests the ores and resources of the digital world for itself and its compatriots, with no desire to replenish or recuperate that which it has harvested. It is a guzzler, taking everything it possibly can and leaving nothing in its wake. Beware its doomsday drill. And Soru also took the Submarimon evolution, and I think that aquatic vehicle-based Digimon always lend themselves really nicely to Dark Digivolution. Once again, we're paying homage to the Skull Greymon aspect of Dark Digivolution by having Submarimon Dark Digivolve to Valenciamon. We already use a lot of names for Dark Digivolutions like Abyssmon and things like that, so I thought it'd be fun to name Valenciamon after a famous ghost ship, and yes, I did consider the Flying Dutch Mon, but the SS Valencia is another famous ghost ship, and I think Valenciamon is just the kind of name that Digimon Creative would use. I love how you can see the Skull Greymon influence here in this much more beefy, dark Submarimon design. There's still a little bit of the Armadillomon undercarriage, and this is still definitely a vehicle, just a more evil one, a ghost ship. Another detail that Soru included, which I think is lovely as an homage to another very famous Dark Digivolution, Megidramon, is that Valenciamon also has the digital Hazardon. Just a fantastic upgrade on Submarimon. I love the way the bone stuff factors into the hatch and into the nose spear. Great work from Soru, one of my favorites from him this year. Valenciamon trawls the lowest depths of the net's ocean, spearing any other aquatic Digimon that it would find and devouring them. It grows in size steadily over its entire lifespan as it absorbs the energy of other Digimon it mercilessly murders. But it's not just Digimon it sets its sights on. If it were to find any human, especially a human that it was once partnered with, it would decimate them in an instance with its harpoon Harbinger. Halcyon is tricky. There's a lot of evil existing bird-like Digimon, but I really like the direction that some guy 944 went with it when he created Anzumon. We've also used a lot of mythological evil birds over the course of the custom art for this channel, but I chose Anzu as the name, origin, or etymology of this Digimon, which according to Listverse, I know, a great sounding source, but trust me, they did their work. Anzu is an ancient Sumerian bird with the body of an eagle and the head of a lion. It was so massive that the only tree big enough to hold its nest was the tree that straddled the seven heads of the river of the sun god, Utu. Anzu's flight would kick up enormous sand and dust storms. His scream would make the whole world shake, and even the gods viewed him as a nearly invincible threat. So yeah, I think that's a good etymology for this Digimon. And I think you can also see how this is inspired by existing dark bird Digimon. Whether it be something like a Velgamon or a Dijangmon, Anzumon really fits in their roster. And because of that Halcyon underbody, also of course being bipedal and a little bit more humanoid looking, evokes Garudamon, which is perfect because Garudamon is Biomon's ultimate, and that is where the Crest of Love gets its power from. Anzumon resides in the deserts and plains of the digital world, creating sandstorms to obscure its location. However, if it is discovered, it will let out a scream of torment to ward off any who would attack it. Some guy 944 also jumped on for Shurimon, and given that Shurimon is inspired by traditional Japanese elements, a Dark Digivolution to Some Guy 944 made sense to lean into that as well as the plant life focus, creating a parasitic mushroom Digimon in Jiangshimon. Jiangshimon gets its name from the Jiangxi, the Chinese.
I was literally just about to say, it looks like those hopping zombies. Love it.
Vampire, as you can see from the little paper on it.
I still love Exhaustmon more than Exhaustmon has to take #1.
Head, but of course the concept of the Jiangxi kind of perpetuates throughout East Asia in different ways, so it doesn't have to be inherently Chinese. It's more of an East Asian focus, similar to Shurimon and its traditional Japanese focus. And it's still very much a ninja with all those kunai, but like I said, kind of the Last of Us is going on here as the mushroom has overtaken. The plants and vines wrapping around its neck. It's a fully possessed parasitic Digimon. Little design notes I also love are that the tattered scarf at the front ends in a shape that resembles a skull, and I do love all these seals covering this mushroom vampire. It's a very fitting Shurimon evolution. A cunning tactician, Zhang Shimon nestles itself at the center of forest areas of the digital world, allowing its spores to infect the wildlife and Digimon of those areas. In doing so, it can puppet rookie-level plant life Digimon to do its bidding. It's often said you will never see a Zhang Shimon before you see an army of Mushmon coming to destroy you. This is known as the Mind Flayer. Pegasusmon, I handed over to HLR Art. And HLR said he wanted to do something a little bit more inspired by the traditional things of Digimon, which is why Pegasusmon Dark Digivolves to Tikbalamon, named after the Tikbalan, a Philippine werehorse, which fits with the fact that this Digimon is very much inspired by the 90s style of Were-Garurumon, another pant-wearing Digimon that HLR just wanted to homage. As we are doing this Dark Digivolution based on adventure, it's nice admittedly not to call back to a Dark Digivolution that Gabumon had in that season because it didn't have one, but to the slightly more out there evolution Were-Garurumon. HLR was also inspired by things like Mortal Kombat, again because of that 90s Western aesthetic, with elements like Baraka's Bone Sword being referenced in the design. And yeah, I think this is so fun. It still evokes things like Devimon with the mark on its genes, and Devimon being the kind of dark counterpart to Angemon, but going with a werehorse is absolutely inspired and very, very Digimon. Tikbalamon is a fallen Pegasus. Wandering as a nomad around the digital world, it solely seeks retribution for the life of light it has lost. Furious that it lost out on all its potential and now is a vessel for darkness, lashing out with its bone sword and its toxic claws. Its signature move is the Bone Impaler. And HLR also took on Nefertimon. And I personally was not sure where I wanted to go with Nefertimon as a Dark Digivolution. Do we go more into the Egyptian focus? Then we have things like Bastemon and Anubismon already. But I actually really like the direction HLR took it. Thinking about Chimeramon being one of the not necessarily Dark Digivolutions, but kind of like evil creations of the adventure canon, and how interesting it would be if, much like Angemon, Chimeramon had a woman counterpart, and so Nefertimon Dark Digivolves to Chimerawomon. And I adore this idea. This is so much fun. Nefertimon Dark Digivolving, taking in a bunch of data from other Digimon to become this chimeric evil beast is fantastic, and a Digimon I never would have thought we needed, but yeah, it's so cool. We should have more Womon variants of other Digimon. Why not a Chimerawomon? The data of the Digimon she has are Arukenimon horns, Bertramon wings, a Dark Knightmon helmet, a little reference to Digimon Adventure 2020, Akilamon feathers, Lady Devimon, Lilithmon, and Lilymon arms, a Lilithmon wing, and Magnadramon legs, all Digimon, feminine Digimon, apart from of course Dark Knightmon, connected tangentially to Gatomon. Bertramon being of course Sora, who she was in a party with, Akilamon and Gatomon being the Digivolving to Sylphimon, Lady Devimon of course a rival of Angemon, Lilithmon being the potential evolution of Lady Devimon, Lilymon again being Mimi's partner, the other woman that Kari was in a party with in Adventure, and Magnadramon being potentially Gatomon's Mega. Chimerawomon is a cunning and cruel mistress. Her days of light are far behind her as she has assimilated all the data of other Digimon she once held dear to create a form born of pure darkness. A Digimon that was never supposed to exist. She will lure you in and spit you
I think I'll have to give it second place though, of the top 3.
out destroyed. A true terror of the digital world, feared in every corner. Beware of her paradox eyes. So sadly I'm not going to do Magnamon and Rapidmon. We did consider it, but it ultimately came down to a budget, but also because Magnamon and Rapidmon are already equivalent to Mega level. I think what I'd like to do eventually is a video Dark Digivolving all Golden Armor Digimon and make that its own video, but I wanted this specifically to be about the champion equivalent power level Digimon, so I didn't do them. To make up for that though, while we're not doing any of the non-02 armors, I do think Buchimon is kind of overlooked a lot, both in my videos and by Bandai. I don't love Buchimon as a Digimon, but when All Trade came to me and begged to do Buchimon that originally wasn't in this video, I agreed, because why not? And I promised I'd give you something back, Buchimon lovers, so here we are. And yeah.
I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting maybe a gold one, but now I wasn't expecting this. Buchimon Dark Digivolves into
Buchimon Dark Digivolves to a Bandolmon. And
I love
it's a abandoned Buchimon, no longer...
Okay, correct what I said. This is number 2. Chimerawomon is going to have to settle for a third spot.
feeling kindness. Its tamer has abandoned it. There is no kindness in its heart. It is filled with a disgusting, sinewy mess. It's an abandoned doll. Its signature move, honestly, is just staring at its opponent, causing fear to come into their heart because something feels wrong here. The attack is known as the dangerous doll eye. Wait, looking at a Bandolmon, what is that inside? Oh my god! Yes, this is the true form of a Bandolmon. The true Dark Digivolution of Buchimon Epomismon. It disguises itself as a Buchimon-like form to lure in prey. The closer they come, the more clearly wrong this helpful, kind creature is. And once they're close enough to realize their mistake, they're stricken down with the countless blades Epomismon can generate from its body. Its namesake is the Epomis beetle, due to its larva luring in frogs by acting small, weak, and helpless before revealing their mandibles. All Trade was inspired by Parasite the Maxim all the way, a fleshy nightmare creature that can morph their body into near anything they like, disguising themselves as other people, but unable to emulate or even grasp things like kindness. This is a true body horror Digimon, and I adore it. All Trade really pitched this one from start to finish.
That is now fighting for #1, but it is going to be definitely 100% second place.
Bandolmon concept, and then the surprise of Epomismon. It works so well, so incredibly disgusting and creepy. A perfect Dark Digivolution. And that is it. All of our Dark Digivolutions of the Armored Digimon from Digimon Adventure 02. All disgustingly and appropriately creepy for the Halloween vibe. Let me know your favorites in the comments down below. As always, be respectful, and please do go follow the artists over on Twitter or Blue Sky, Instagram, wherever they are. The links will be in the description down below. Thank you to my Sovereign.
Alright everyone, well that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of y'all next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.